Will this Wartortle get a Gem Mint 10? Let's take a look at that on Guess That Grade. Now, this is the second evolution of Squirtle, obviously, and it's one of the first cards that I have as part of my personal collection. I really want to get a Pokédex Master Set for the original 151, but I want it solely to be based off the cards that I individually like, so they're going to be from different series. But the first thing we're going to do looking into this card is looking at the price charting website to see what the cost is for the Wartortle. And then I went onto eBay to look at what tag costs are, which is actually about the same or more than PSA 10s, which is like the first time I've seen it to where tag is actually doing better in cost value, which is really cool to see. Now let's go into the first step, talking about the value and decision. Is this actually worth grading or not? So let's look at the cost of the card overall using degree grading. There's the value of the card originally, the grading fee, shipping, and insurance, which comes out to a total cost value. From there, we're going to take that and say, what is the actual card worth in a PSA 10? Now on this page, we can see the differences between PSA and degree grading, which I'm actually using tag values for degree as a comparable reference. I know it's not the same though, because tag has a much bigger presence than degree grading does today. However, it does give us a good value to go off of. So we can see here PSA on the left and tag grading on the right for what's going out based off of degree grading potential. And we can see that it's actually quite comparable. Keep in mind, degree grading is probably going to be about 20% less than what PSA and degree grading has for resale. But do you think this is worth grading? On to step 2, we're going to be looking at the centering, which I really enjoy actually looking at. The tool that I'm using here is called the Card Centering app. It's free to use, but there are some advertisements that pop up along the way. Now the goal here is to get your card to be as flat as possible, and then also get your phone as leveled as possible to that card so you can get a very clear and flat image, so you can align that inside and top border to the actual card that you're looking at. Then at the top of the app, it'll tell you whether it's left, right, top, bottom percentages are in value or not. And if you pay for the premium program, you can see as PSA, Beckett, and CGC, and whether it's intolerance, it'll tell you in that section there. But otherwise, you can just check whatever website you want. In this case, for degree grading, I am referencing their website, and it'll tell me whether I'm in the tolerance or not. I know on the front it's 50-50 for a Gem Mint 10, and then on the back they only have a 6% tolerance, so I know it's 47-53. Now degree is more strict than tag, and tag is more strict than PSA, but when we're looking at this for a Wartortle, we can see because of that strictness, it does not meet the degree 10 requirements for the front or the back. Even though the left and right does meet it, the top and bottom actually disqualifies it. In this case, it actually does meet the requirements for a PSA 10, so if you want to go that route, that wouldn't be a bad idea, but I'm not going to do that personally. Now into step 3, we're going to talk about the card surface. Now I can tell you up front here, when I looked at the card originally, I didn't see any problems with it. So just to spectate it and look at it again, we're going to go ahead and take the card out of the penny sleeve and then put it down and clean off the front and the back of the card. And usually what I like to do is just tilt it back and forth underneath an angled light, so that way I can get that kind of reflection off of it. And that's really where you're going to see that if there's any blemishes, issues, dots, or anything. And I start at the border of the card, and then I work my way around it from the border, then go to the top, and then slowly scan from left to right all the way down the card, and I flip it and do the same thing on the back. The only time I really put something underneath the microscope is to confirm if there actually is an issue or not. And in this case, I didn't see anything, and it made me really worried, because I was like, okay, I must be missing something. There must be something on the card that I'm just not seeing. And unfortunately, well, I guess fortunately for me, but not for you, because I don't have an example to reference for mistakes, but it looked great. So I'm just going to move forward with the next step and go from there. Now into step 4, we're going to look at the corners and the edges. And listening back to my voice now, I hear that actually I'm a little sick, so you can hear it in my voice. I apologize for my lack of enthusiasm on this. But as we're putting the card underneath the microscope, we can see that the corners itself has a little bit dark of a complexion going around it, and that usually means that there's something there. So in this case, I think there's a little bit of a lift going on, which is what's causing that blackish color on the edge. And as we rotate through the card, we can see that every corner actually has a lift to it, and that's very common, at least on all the cards that I've had, where lifts are very common. I'm not sure today how much that actually impacts the grading value of the card itself. And you can see here on the edges, I'm just kind of going through through it really fast, but you can see how there's a little bit blackening, and then on the corners that there's not much. And then on this corner here, you can see that there's a white tip at the top. So we have one whitening speck on there, which does impact the actual grade, but fortunately it's on the back, not the front of the card. So as we keep moving it around, we're looking for any kind of lifts, any kind of white specks, and I can usually see those with my eyeball, but it's good just to double check underneath the microscope, especially when you're looking at something simple as a corner or edge. Now you can see some silvering there going on the front side of the edge of the card. I'm not doing the best job of taking this video apparently. I'm watching this back now, but there's not much happening. It's pretty clean for the most part, except for that one white speck that we noticed, but just a little bit of silvering going around the card itself. Now, I want to know your personal opinion. What grade do you think this card will get? In my opinion, the degree grading value, I think it's going to be about 8.5, which is a near mint. I think that's pretty fair. However, I think like a PSA would rate it quite higher. I think this might actually get a 9.5 if I was to send this to PSA. And that might be something that I do if I want to resell or get a higher value card. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and pack this up. We're sending it to degree grading because I did a bundle pack for like 5 cards for $10 or something for each card. So it's definitely worth it. I'm interested to see again when this comes back, what grade do I get? How accurate am I to the degree grading standards? And am I getting better at this whole grading thing? If you made it this far into the video, please like and subscribe, and if you are interested in seeing more of this kind of content, I will release a new graded card preview every week, but it does take me about 30 to 45 days to get those cards back. But I hope you enjoy this. Until next time, keep guessing that grade.